Namaste. हमेशा खुश रहो बिटिया. I am JVN Dr. Lily Trivedi, and today I am going to take the lecture of global disasters. Now, what are global disasters? Disasters which occur at an international level are called global disasters. Now, if we consider the disasters of past 10 years, they are from floods to earthquakes, fires to hurricanes, and we have lost hundreds of thousands of lives. Millions have been displaced, and so there is fire emergency and catastrophic bushfires. So many disasters have taken place in the entire earth. Now, at global disaster, there have also been an unrelated heat wave where the temperatures have recorded a high level. There have been several fires, there have been earthquakes, there have been floods, there have been hurricanes. So all these global disasters have taken place in the past few years. Now let's discuss one by one a few of them. Now let's come to the first disaster we are going to discuss is the Haiti earthquake. Now it happened in 2010, January 12th, at a magnitude of 7.0. It hit the small country of Haiti, and for weeks there was devastation of the initial quake, the series of aftershocks, and the death toll was 250,000 to 300,000 people died in this, and so many injured. There were more than 5 million people displaced, and widespread poverty and inequality was seen. Then let's take the second example, the Japan earthquake and the tsunami of 2011. Who can forget the Japan earthquake and the related tsunami? On March 11, 2011, a magnitude of 9.1 earthquake shook the eastern side of Japan. It is the most powerful ever that hit the country, and that triggered a devastating tsunami, and the tidal waves were as high as 10 meters in some places. More than 20,000 people were killed, and half a million had to be evacuated. Now, the major aftermath of this tsunami and earthquake was the nuclear emergency at Fukushima power plant after the reactors were severely damaged, and the radiation waste treatment faculty of the Fukushima was affected. The third earthquake we found was the New Zealand earthquake of 2011. The magnitude was 6.2, and it shook the Christchurch, the second biggest of the city of Australia. So there were hundreds of aftershocks for weeks, and the hampering recovery and cleanup efforts were there. Queensland flood 2010 and 11. There were widespread flooding across the Queensland of Australia, and which claimed a number of 70% of the life of Queensland was affected, and number of lives people were dead. Then we had the Hurricane Sandy in 2011 that was across the northeast of USA, Canada, and Caribbean, and the final weeks of October of 2011. The first landfall of the hurricane was in Jamaica, followed by Cuba, Haiti, and Bahamas. Thousands of homes or buildings were destroyed, and millions of people were left without power and gas for weeks. It was considered the second costliest storm after Hurricane Katrina in 2005, according to America. In 2012, USA also saw deadly earthquakes in Italy and in the Middle East and in the special of Asia, Delhi. There was Typhoon Boko in 2012, Typhoon Haya in 2013 in the Philippines, then typhoon in 2013. Then there was also Ludian earthquake in 2014 in China. It killed of 6.1 magnitude. There were triggered landslides, heavy rains, which followed. In Chile in 2014, a 8.2 magnitude of earthquake was there, which devastated. Floods were there, and we have also several magnitudes of earthquakes in India, Pakistan, and Solomon Islands. But the most important was the Nepal earthquake in 2015. The magnitude was 7.8 and more than 8,000 people were killed. Hundreds were homeless, schools were destroyed, powerful aftershocks triggered, and it was many of the people were injured or trapped on the Mount Everest. We had also the Ecuador earthquake in 2016, where more than 650 people lost their lives. We have had Hurricane Maria in 2017 in Dominica and Puerto Rico. So they were. Then we had some other type of natural disasters in 2018 was the Greece fire. In July 2018, series of fires swept through the Greece, destroying the town Meti in the east of Athens. It is one of the worst natural disasters in which at least 83 people were killed and headlines were there for many missing. The Greek authorities had launched investigation to find out the missing person. Then there was a Lombok earthquake in 2018 in the Indonesian island of Lombok. Then in 2018, Australian drought was another disaster and it made the headlines at almost 100% of the states were affected. And who can forget the Amazon fire of 2019? More than 80,000 fires broke out across Brazil this year, and nearly half of those in the Amazon rainforest. The fires in the Amazon were so large wildfires that they could be seen from the space. The fires there was a global attention paid to the devastating blazing fires, and it led to a political fallout in Brazil, with the nation's president refusing to accept donation from the G7 leaders. And we had also the Australian bushfires, in which nearly 900 homes were destroyed, and they were the worst fire ever seen in the start of the summer. So these are the fires we have been seeing, and who can say the least about the coronavirus COVID-19 pandemic, which we are still facing, and it started in the Wuhan city of China in a local seafood market, where it is said to have been coming from the bat, and some say it is an engineered virus, and it has spread throughout the world with more than 941 lakh people in, in the affected by it. So the world has 94 lakh people, 41,910 affected, with more than 4 lakh 82,097 deaths. Every country has been affected, and in India today the case is 4 lakh 72,972, with the deaths rising to 14,907. So currently we are still facing the natural global disaster pandemic of COVID-19, and hope we will recover from it soon and from this disaster. So students, I hope you are satisfied with my digital session. If you have any query, please write in the comment box. I will resolve it soon. This digital session was powered by version 2.0 of Prithvi Vidyapeeth Women's University. Namaste and thank you.